So I saw this article that had a very interesting headline that talks about how Boruto is officially going on hiatus for a month, and it made me think, like, isn't it already on hiatus for 3 weeks out of the month already? Like with the Naruto manga, that shit was getting weekly releases. I remember because I was there. I was caught up with the anime, waiting to see what would happen, and it was like an event every time the new chapter got a fan translation. You never knew what time of day it would happen, but you always knew roughly what day of the week it would happen. Like, it just built so much hype getting a fucking weekly release like that. But you contrast that with the new release cycle of Boruto, where there's just so little hype for it that sometimes I even forget that a chapter is supposed to come out around the 20th of every month, and I end up reading it a couple days late, which would have been unthinkable for me with the Naruto manga. Like, if this was a weekly manga, it would be one thing to have like the speed lines and the terrible character design, the tracing accusations, etc. But add in the fact that it's a monthly manga with this fucking awful, terrible pacing, and it's just like a recipe for disaster. Like, I literally forget what the last chapter was about, and I'll just go back to the previous chapter and read like the last 3 or 4 pages of the chapter from last month, if I can't piece it together from context to remember what was in the current chapter. It's just that terribly paced, and this isn't even an issue with me because I'm reading a ton of other monthly manga, like Onimai. That's my favorite right now. My favorite monthly I'm reading. And it just has such better pacing that I don't need to reread anything to remember what was happening. And I think the only reason I haven't dropped this manga yet is purely out of habit. Like, Naruto wasn't the first manga that I picked up when it was actively being published. That was Death Note. But it was the second. And I've been reading it for over 20 years at this point, but I feel like recently I've just been reading it out of habit more than anticipation or anything positive like that. I also could just be getting old, and maybe instead of the quality going downhill like I think it is, I'm actually just not in the target demographic anymore for this story. That's also possible. I'll be fair. Now, for the good news. You thought this was gonna be a fucking doomer ass video, didn't you? No, no, no. We are always white pilled. Didn't you catch the name of this channel? Look, it says it right there. Shiro. People complain about stuff like the speed lines and nothing being fleshed out in the manga really at all, which, yeah, it does make it a terrible experience for the readers. But there's a silver lining to everything. I have faith in Studio Pierrot's executive ability to transform this disaster into a great anime adaptation. All the missing setting and exploration of the characters means that someone more competent than Ikemoto, the author of Boruto, is going to be exploring these characters for the Two Blue Vortex anime. Now, it's true that that means that there's going to be less to adapt, but as long as we don't ever go back to the Land of Water for any reason, any fucking reason at all, we should be fine. No, no, I don't care about Miss Ninja Village. No, I don't care about the fucking villagers of the Mist Village Ninja. Shut up. No. Stop it. No. Don't go on that boat, Boruto. No. The audience is going to be taken hostage. No. Look at your ratings, the episode reviews. No. Basically, to sum it all up, at the end of every monthly issue of Boruto, my initial thought is always, damn, we waited a month for that. And in November, it's probably going to be something like, damn, we waited 2 months for that.